Yeah, to Bryan from Quicket. Thank you.
All right, so Quicket Solutions is a small startup. We're about 30, 35 people now. We started the enterprise works incubator down at U of I. I didn't come from there. I actually joined about 2 years ago, just under. As the marketing slide points out, we work primarily with government data. For us, that is currently municipal governments, or at least below the state level, sometimes the county level. Primarily law enforcement right now. So e-citation, e-crash, anywhere there's a manual, like paper workflow, we're just trying to automate that and ensure that accuracies make that workflow faster. In the previous paper world, there was a lot of just problems with officers writing in the wrong fine amount, stuff like that. They had issues where when they approved a crash report, they had to make 7 copies of it. 1 copy went to their record, 1 copy went to their supervisor. We just build workflows out to support that. They approve it, gets sent around, gets rejected, there's no more paper. Our application is currently a giant Web 2.py monolith that we're trying to break up into microservices as we go forward. For that, we are using Flask. Actually, a framework on top of Flask called Connection, if anyone's familiar with it. It's heavily involved with OpenAPI, so you just do your OpenAPI swagger.yaml file. It builds your routes for you, do some JSON schema in there to do your request validation back and forth. It really allows you just to focus on business logic. We're going heavy into REST just to make it easy for our mobile clients. For us, mobile is a combination of Android, iOS, and we term desktop as mobile, because for us it's a laptop the officer has in their cruiser or whichever government officer has it. So they have the same issues of offline connectivity, what happens if they don't have access to cell phone networks, that kind of thing. So for us, they're the same level of mobile as an Android phone or tablet. So we're heavy in REST, just make it easier to scale this so it's easier for our clients, our technology clients, to consume this, going all the way up to like level 3 if you're familiar with the Richardson maturity model. So heavy into hyperschema, JSON schema, all of that. So that's kind of where we are now. We're building the service out, just kind of proving out things with Swagger and JSON schema. Going forward, we're actually trying to build out our own internal framework that will actually take hyperschema and add layers on top of that so that we can build workflows and UIs mainly through JSON schema and then deploy that on the fly. So we have that issue where we can't deploy to our officers all the time. They have huge bureaucracies internally where their IT department takes weeks, months to push out software updates. If we can somehow get them to get their schemas and workflows through JSON schema in the options call to a REST endpoint, then we can push out changes on the fly. So we're working on some internal tools that allow us to push out, say, you can say that the field is a dropdown that's an enum with 7 values. We change that schema and we make it now an autocomplete with a reference URI through hyperschema to the new endpoint. Push that change out, all of our clients update, and now they just change their dropdown to an autocomplete without having to push any code changes. So this is kind of like what we're looking at doing in the future, kind of stuff that we're working on. With that, we're trying to get involved with these communities, these standards groups as much as possible to make sure that we're not fighting standards and trying to help bridge the gap between OpenAPI and JSON schema that's there right now. Along with that, we're contributing back as much as we can to any of the libraries that we use, just trying to get that open source initiative there. I'll come back to this slide in a minute. Kind of building on that, and this will be later this month. At the 2nd floor of this building to host intro to open source, where we'll actually be fixing a bug in the Chippy code base real time, which is never the way to do demos of any sort. But we hope to just kind of give everyone the workflow around open source. How do you fork a project? How do you commit to it, get it reviewed, get it merged in? So going back to a few things with Python, or just in general technology that I'm interested and excited about right now. If you're using PyTest and you're using Docker, but you're not somehow using PyTest Docker, then you need to get caught up on that. It consumes your Docker Compose files, and will actually build PyTest fixtures for you based around those Docker instances that are running. There's a book that came out last December based on a blog post from 2 years ago called Clean Architectures in Python. It just takes Uncle Bob's Clean Architectures book and gives a really good introduction to that. So the first half is mainly testing, the last half is all clean architecture. So it's pretty much required reading for all of our junior developers at Quicket, just because it's a good introduction to the basics. And finally, ABAC, it's probably one of the more high-level things we're working with right now. It's attribute-based access control as opposed to the traditional role-based access control. So instead of saying, I'm a developer and I can do this, or I'm a clerk and I can do this, you can actually define your role, your permissions based on attributes coming out of objects, especially like JSON data, so that you put that at your egress filter, and it will actually filter those objects real time. So if you forget, like if one of your developers messes up, allow some data to get out that they shouldn't have, you have egress filters on there that will filter that out. It's a deny first mentality. If you're not allowed to see this data, we will just strip it before it ever exits our system. And that's all I had.
You mentioned modifying your schemas. That it sounds like the front end would adapt to that.
Yes.
How do you manage that with the back end? I'm assuming does your schemas related to your database model in some way? Does it
so
update
we're
your database model as well?
So we still have that idea of that workflow to work out, but it would be that we would deploy it back end first. But the idea is that either we have some sort of automated workflow that updates the schemas. And schema migration is always a huge problem. But yes, there are libraries based around for Python, React, Kotlin, Swift that all just kind of consume that and continue working. For us, it's mainly the UI side of it. We have a little bit more flexibility with the web backends, just so we can deploy those constantly through continuous integration.
One more round of applause.